Hello, and welcome to this episode of Launch Your Listing Like a Pro. In this series, we go over tips and tricks to help you launch a listing on the MLS in Texas flawlessly. My name is Gwen. I'm a transaction coordinator, and before I became a transaction coordinator, I worked as an agent for many years. So I'm here to share all of my tips and tricks that I've learned along the way with you. The tip that we're going to go over today is obtaining the survey in T-47 before you hit the MLS. We'll go over reasons why it's important, what to do if the seller does not have a copy of their survey, reasons why a survey may not be accepted, and the difference between the T-47 and the T-47.1. So reasons why it's very important to ask the seller if they have a copy of their survey before going on the MLS is the survey is going to show you a lot about the lot. That is literally what it's created for. It will show you exactly where the structures are located. It will show you the boundary lines of the property, if there have been any improvements, such as a fence, a shed, a pool, things like that. It's also going to show you any easements, encroachments, and it will also give you the exact property size. Another great reason to have a copy of the survey is so that you can proactively send it over to your escrow agent and ask them to review the survey and see if there's anything that they notice that may be a red flag to them or give them a feeling that it may not be approved. Now I'm going to jump around a little bit here. I'm going to skip to reasons why a survey may not be accepted since we're on that topic. A few reasons would be that it could be too old. It could be illegible. Sometimes they're so old that you can't read the text on there. It could be a plat instead of a survey. It could possibly be missing the stamp from the surveyor. And also sometimes they have copyright restrictions. It's important to look for this because that will prevent it from being able to be used on a second transaction. If it does have a copyright restriction, you're always welcome to call the survey company and ask if they would allow you guys to use it on the sale of this next property. Some will, some won't, but it's always worth it to give them a call. Now, what to do if the seller does not have a copy of their survey? You can call the previous title company where they closed when they purchased the home that you'll be selling. And sometimes those title companies will have record of the survey. Sometimes they don't. But if they do, it's always a win for you because you get to look like a hero and save your client money, which is always great. And if you're unable to obtain a copy of the survey from the previous title company, it's always great to go ahead and be proactive and obtain quotes for what the cost of a survey is going to be once you do go under contract. If a survey is required, then you're going to be prepared with quotes. Your seller will know what the cost of a survey is, or the buyer. If the buyer decides that they're going to pay for the survey, they'll already have quotes ready. You'll know the turnaround time, and it's just great to go ahead and be proactive and prepare for that. Now in Texas, a survey is required to be accompanied with a T-47 or a T-47.1. And the difference between those two forms is that a T-47 is a notarized affidavit, while a T-47.1 is actually a declaration and it is not required to be notarized. Both of them fulfill the Texas 1 to 4 family contracts requirements of providing that form to the buyer. And typically, if your client does provide a T-47.1, the form that does not need to be notarized, at closing, the title company will typically go ahead and have them sign a T-47 and notarize it at that time. That's all I have for the survey and the T-47. I hope that this was helpful. And if there are other tips that you want to learn about in the listing process, go ahead and drop them in the comments and I'll do my best to make a video on it.